Hello everyone, we're back again to MATHalino ebook page. This is Coach Cheng. Have you watched our previous tutorial about addition of integers? So let's just recall. When you add positive integers, the result will be a positive 1. And when you add negative integers, the result will be negative integers as well. Now, if you add integers with different signs, what do? We subtract, then copy the sign of the bigger absolute value. So example, we have negative 4 plus negative 6. This is equal to negative 10. If we have negative 6 plus 10, they are unlike signs, so we subtract, making it equal to positive 4. And last, if we add positive 10 plus negative 20, what do? We subtract, and then the sign is negative, so the sum is equal to negative 10. Did you get it? So our lesson now is about subtracting integers. Let's have now the MATHalino tutorial. Let us now have subtraction of integers. How do we subtract whole numbers? Simply deduct, right? 8 minus 5, that is equal to 3. Notice that the one that subtracts is bigger than the one being subtracted. However, if we have 5 minus 8, notice that your minuend 5 is smaller than your subtrahend 8. Example, we have 5 apples here. You are to subtract 8 apples from 5 apples. But from a grade schooler, you will think, how will I subtract 8 apples from 5 apples? I still lack how much more? I still lack 3 more. So we say 5 minus 8 is equal to negative 3. Another example, you want to order in Lazada and you want to order a gift for your mom because it's going to be a Mother's Day on Sunday, but you only have 500 pesos. So how much more do you need if the blouse that you will give is 800 pesos? You still lack 300 pesos more. So that means a negative 300 pesos. Okay? Whenever you are subtracting a smaller number to a bigger number, that will give you a negative result. By the way, flex ko lang, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there and to my mom especially. It's going to be a Mother's Day this Sunday. Happy Mother's Day. All right, let's proceed. Let's try to plot this on a number line. Okay, let's have this 0.5. So if it will go to the right, that means it will increase the value. That is if you will add. But it will go to the left if you will decrease the value. That's why we will subtract. So you are to subtract 5 to 8. That means you will go to the left. How many units? That is 8 units to the left. So from here, we move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 units. And we stop at point negative 3. So we say 5 minus 8 is equal to negative 3. What's the MATHalino rule now? If the minuend is smaller than the subtrahend, what do we do? Simply subtract and then put the negative sign in the final answer. Okay, so always look at the given values when you're subtracting. Whenever you're subtracting, it will always give you a negative result when the minuend is smaller than the subtrahend. 12 minus 25, this is equal to negative 13. Another 8 minus 19. So you subtract 19 to 8, it will give you 11. And since this is smaller than 19, we have negative 11. Third, 16 minus 25. So it will still be negative, and that is negative 9. Let's now have another example. If you are subtracting 5 to negative 3, 5 minus negative 3. When you say minus, when you subtract, you are taking away. When you take away negative, what does it mean? Is it good or bad? I'm not referring to COVID-19 because when it's COVID-19, we want negative, right? Not positive. But here, for example, the negative vibes, the negative thoughts. You take away the negative vibes, the negative thoughts, what will it be? It will be positive, right? It's good. So the same is true here. When you subtract a positive number to a negative number, it will give you a positive result. Let's try to plot it on a number line. 5 minus negative 3. So from point 0.5, we move to the left minus. However, this is negative. That only tells us that it should go in its opposite direction. So instead of moving to the left, it will move to the right, minus negative. So this will be 1, 2, 3, and that will be at point 0.8. What is 5 minus negative 3? This is equal to 8. Okay? What's now the MATHalino rule? If the minuend is positive and the subtrahend is negative, just like this is your minuend, the one that subtracts. You are subtracting it to a negative subtrahend. What do? We simply add them. Add them, the result is positive. So what is 12 plus 25? This is 37. The sign is positive. Another example, 8 minus negative. I repeat, you add them and then the sign is positive and that is equal to 27. Third, 16 minus negative 25, you add and then the result is positive 41. All right, let's now proceed to another kind of example in subtraction. Subtraction of integers. Look, you have a negative minuend. Subtract negative minuend, negative 6, to positive 8. So negative 6 minus 8. What do? Let's plot it on a number line. This is negative 6, so it's minus positive. So minus 8, you move 8 units to the left. That means negative 14. So plotting it, we get negative 14. What do? We simply add them and then put negative. What's the rule here? If the minuend is negative that subtracts to a positive number, simply add the two numbers, then copy the negative sign. For example, you have negative 12 minus 20. So you're subtracting this negative 12 to positive 20. What do? We add them. So that will be 32, and then you put negative 32. Second, negative 8 minus 19. So we add this and then put negative. We get negative 27. And then the last, we have negative 16 minus 25. So add. This will give you 41. Then put negative 41. Let's now have the last. Negative 3 minus negative 8. Let's erase this first. So look, you are subtracting a negative integer to another negative integer. What do? Remember the takeaway? Take away negative 8, it will be positive earlier. However, this is negative. So negative plus positive, what do? They will be unlike sign. So recalling the rule in adding unlike sign integers, what do? We subtract and then get the sign of the bigger absolute value. So looking at this number line, from point negative 3, we will subtract. So you will move to the left. However, this is negative. So in opposite direction, move 8 units to the right. So it will stop at 0.5. Therefore, negative 3 minus negative 8 is equal to positive 5.
Alright. So what's now the rule? This is the mathematics rule. When subtracting integers, change the sign of the subtrahend and then proceed to the rule in addition. Let's have some exercises. First, 6 minus 10. So applying the MATHalino technique, you are subtracting a smaller number to a bigger number. So that is 10 minus 6, you have 4, and this will be negative since this is smaller than 10, negative 4. Or we simply change the sign of the subtrahend. Your 10 becomes negative 10, then proceed to addition. So 6 plus negative 10, this is equal to negative 4. Second example, 8 minus negative 12. So recalling the take away the negative will give you a positive result. So 8 plus 12, this will give you positive 20. Or change the sign of the subtrahend. Negative 12 becomes positive. Proceed to addition. 8 plus 12 is 20. Third, negative 24 minus 16. So you are subtracting negative to positive. You add this, then put negative sign. Negative 24 plus 16, this will give you negative 40. Or change the sign of the subtrahend. Your 16 becomes negative. Then proceed to addition. Negative 24 plus negative 16 is negative 40. Last, negative 15 minus negative 14. So change the sign of the subtrahend. This will be negative 15 plus 14. They are unlike signs, so you subtract. Negative 15 plus negative plus 14 is negative 1. Did you get it right? Okay.
How are you guys? Have you learned how to subtract integers correctly? It may be confusing for those who just started to know the concept, but definitely I still believe that practice makes perfect. Just remember our MATHalino technique or the math rule in subtracting integers. Please subscribe also on my YouTube channel, and also don't forget to like or heart this page and then share it to your friends. Watch out also for the next MATHalino video tutorial, which is an application of this operation, so you'll get familiarized with the rule. So guys, keep on learning, be matsaya. Until next time, bye bye.